here. Okay. Better. Let me check that the tweet is okay. It should be okay, so let's load the game. Storando. Huh. Someone is trying to translate from Japanese to English. Interesting. And Sergi's laughing his ass off. Interesting. So where the hell is the tweet? Oh, here it is. We have coffee, everything is okay. Hey, hi there, I'm Alphonse and we are back in Death Stranding. We have coffee. And the volume is okay. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay. Still don't like that I keep looking to the left side because of the goddamn camera. I might change it in future streams that whenever I have the camera on the lower right side of the screen, I will probably mirror it to look the other side. I will probably flip it to look the other side because it's really making me anxious. I one thing I hate about gameplays, and this is a personal preference. If you upload gameplays or do whatever video related, you do you. This is a personal preference. I hate when the game is right there and the person playing the game is looking to the opposite side of the game. Yours is a true calling. Countries are bullshit, but also the engineer is Junji Ito. I wasn't imagining. And the singer, the musician, I think it's Daichi Miura. I think it's their name. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to check it anyway because I don't want to spoil myself. But Nea told me that on the credits you see every person that was scanned, not only their voice actors, but also the person that character looks like. So that is a plus for me. I can check it whenever we finish the game. Okay, yours is a true calling. I think I mentioned it before, but I was born in this shelter, grew up here. Speaking of Junji Ito, my parents are long gone, but they taught me everything I know about engineering. Taught me real good. My dad used to say that making tools was mindless labor, but right and proper work. Not a job, but a calling. Those who answer the call empower others to create, and in so doing leave their mark on the world. If you just wanna get by, go ahead and do whatever. That's what he said. Most people in the cities did, most other preppers, for that matter. But if you want to live with purpose, if you want a legacy, you find yourself a calling. I think you've done just that. I mean, carrying stuff from place to place is one thing, but forging connections, rebuilding a nation, if that's not a calling, I don't know what that is. You and me, we get it. What we're doing really matters. All the more reason we'd better stay sharp. Okay. Countries are bullshit, but the elder. Okay. Let me tell you a story about the good old days back when the United States of America, the US of A, was alive and well, and the world still hadn't gone to hell and in a handbasket. We had as a president, said he was fixing to build a border wall to protect the people. Yeah, are you talking about Trump? And guess where I was born? On the other side of that goddamn wall. That's where, if I went up, I'll be cut off from my family, my friends, everybody I left behind when I cross over. Land of free my ass. Free for some, maybe. And so I got thinking, me being an immigrant and all, if something happened, would I be the first on the list for help from them in charge? Would I even be on the list? Reckon the answer was shit, no. So I figured I had to look out for the number one. Mm, 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 mm. Built me a shelter and got everything ready for life in case of an event. And guess what? Happened next? Guess what happened next? The Stranding. Borders, countries, governments, it's all bullshit. At least that's how it used to, how it used to be, and maybe how it will always be. If you really believe that their chiral network, that chiral network of yours can bring people together, no matter what walls stand between them, then spread it all over. But you damn well better make sure that you do right by each and every American. Only then you can ask them to do right by the UCA. That's the social contract, and don't you forget it. I'm taking a chance on you, Bridges. No, Bridges, not the company, the surname of Sam. I forget. It was his surname. I'm taking a chance on you, Bridges, not because I believe in you and yours, but because I want to. Don't let me down again. I never let you down. I know he's talking about the previous America, but I never let you down. Okay, I would like to level up to 5. The musician and Pornot City. But honestly, I don't know how many shelters and things are there. But I really don't give a flying fuck. Let's level them up to level 5. Pornot City. Let me check if I have any missions on Pornot City for the musician and any missions on the musician for Pornot City. And that way we can go back and forth.
Okay, Sam.
Okay, Sam, shut up.
Close your eyes. Clear your thoughts and picture your destination.
She's not smiling, but she's also talking. She's not crying like she was on the previous stream. Weird, but hey, it works. Also, when the mug is dark, it's really easy to read the Dead Stranding. When it's white, it's really hard to see it. Ah, but coffee. The elixir of life. Not really. Oh man, coffee has been called so many things and even smoked before it was boiled and made into a beverage. Imagine smoking coffee, that's gotta be nasty. I would like it. But then again, tobacco used to be eaten, drink, and applied to wounds. It wasn't always smoked, so every plant has a different use depending on how you use them. Dun-dun-dun-dun. The craftsman. Porter's coming through again. Where is the craftsman? Okay. Hey Sam, remember the porter that I told you about? He came round again. Being in my old place, the one in the ruins, you know? As to the why, well, seems he'd gone and snatched up some of my belongings, a musty set of work clothes I let sleep. I was pinning for at our last meet. That is really hard to read. A musty set of work clothes I let sleep. I was pinning for at our last meet. Better. I feel like I need a couple of stops in the middle of that sentence. Wasn't a proper ask or anything, more a be nice if I had them sort of thing. So I said it, and next thing I knew, he up and says he'll bring them back. I told him no, ain't nothing worth the hassle, no need to try to be another Sam. No need to try to be another Sam. Don't say things like that. That's how you create a villain, and that villain tries to kill you. But he went and did it anyway. Came back, goods in hand, safe and sound. How the fuck did he survive the BTs? Not only he's not alone though. Said he'd form a team with another porter. One to keep watch for BTs, another to manage the cargo. Neither of them got dooms, but together they can almost manage well as you. Least they did this time, huh? It's amazing what people can do when they put their minds into it, and when someone like you is around to provide inspiration. But they don't have dooms, but do they have a bridge, baby? Do they have a BB to be able to see the BTs? Because Sam doesn't see them because of dooms. In fact, he's only able to feel them. Sam sees them because of BB. So there is people saying that they will pay extra in the game. They will pay a DLC just to not deal with the monster placement, and I understand it. But those people never played Metal Gear Solid 4, and it shows. Wait, the weapon counts as a... Do I not have to build it again? Please tell me it counts like the exoskeleton. Because if it counts as equipment, it means I don't have to build it again. Is it like the rope? No, I don't think. I don't think it does. No, it's not like the rope. It's not like the rope. I have to build it. It was on the weapon rack, but
Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure.
it was on the weapon rack, but it was not on my inventory. Okay, take on orders, standard orders. Way station, distro center, wind farm. Luden's place? No, go to the mule camp, recover things, and come back to Port Knot City. See, this one I said no because it was pretty far away, and to be honest, it was in a really bad place. But now it's doable. Now it's doable. To Luden's place. We are going to do this one. And when we come back, we can take the Luden's one and see if he knows the musician, because the musician had missions for Luden's. Okay, set order. I'm going to need the power skeleton. I have it. Going to need a bola gun level 2. With one, I think it's more than enough. And you know what? I'm going to take the new bike, and we're going to need a new name for the new bike. Because I'm not going to call the new bike Rocinante. The new bike is going to have a different name. Also, can I... Please tell me I can... Oh, start it only. Dude, I want to customize the vehicle. Also, is that only for batteries? Can I not put seriously anything in it? Oh, I needed... tool rack. I needed the grenades because I have nothing on the cargo shelf. And I'm going to run into BTs, and I prefer to have the bola gun for the mules and the grenades for the BTs. So fabricate equipment. Blood bags, I need 4. And grenades, container repair, weapons, hematic grenade. Let's say 15 grenades should be okay. And in case they are not okay, I have the bola gun. Okay, you go in the utility pouch, utility pouch, utility pouch, utility pouch, and the grenades go on the back. Okay, I need a new name for the new bike. Raven. It has Raven written on the... Oh fuck, I cannot see the side. You see under Sam's left hand, it says Raven, so I'm going to call this bike Raven and the other one is Rocinante. Oh, it has like twice the battery as Rocinante. Also, what the fuck is that? That is new. Oh, sorry, Raven. Is this a garage? What the hell is that? Is this a garage? Safe house. It has a private room. You can fabricate equipment. Dude, this is like a... Can you build this wherever you want? Because this is like super fucking useful. If you can make a shelter wherever you want, this is like the most useful building in this game. Also, I gotta go to the upper part of... Lucky I'm not carrying cargo. To the upper part because the way around the BTs and the rocky terrain. It would be nice to be able to build roads now that I can build roads near the... Hey! Near here, near this area. Because seriously, this area is like completely filled with drugs and really annoying. Again, I don't know if you can just build the roads wherever you want. How are you on the speed? Raven? Not bad. Not bad. You are almost as fast as... No, you are as fast as Rocinante. I like it. Ceramics. Another charger. It doesn't seem that going uphill, going fast is the common thing to the well, it doesn't seem like common sense. A broken PCC. And I am assuming that is the way through the mountain with the BTs, if I remember correctly. 100 metals. Lost cargo for the wind farm. Fuck the wind farm. On a watchtower. On a locker. Okay, so if we go through the left, it's pretty much in a straight line out of here. Just have to go through the left. And it will be okay. Of course, I cannot use my weapons while driving. No, I can't. Damn it. Well, Sam is not a soldier. I understand that. But still, it's a little bit annoying. Also, I wonder if the Rocinante loses... no rain? Weird. There should be rain by here. Last time I went through here it was raining and there were a shit ton of BTs. I'm gonna complain. In fact, I'm touching wood just in case. You'll see on the way back it's going to be a fucking shitstorm, full of BTs, full of enemies. It's going to be raining like hell. And there's the charger. Nice. How resistant are you, Raven? Very resistant. Only a 1% damage, percentage of damage. I don't know how to speak. There was a way, a shortcut of sorts, to the mule camp through this mountain, I think. But I don't quite see it. Yeah, there is a way through the mountain. Or you know, I could go around and try to sneak in the base and go out, which is the what common sense is telling me. So I will hear my brain and I will do as my brain is telling me. I have it for a reason. Wait. Oh, but there are a shit ton of BTs on that way, aren't there? Distro center. No, not really. The way up is after the distro center, so I will not encounter the BTs. I was thinking about the BTs on the way to Lulenspan's place. Also, this bike tends to short circuit when on water, it's said. When attacked by the mules and when on water. Why are they building safe house near the fucking center? It's stupid. It's stupid to build a safe house in there when you have the distro center right next to you. Again, it makes no sense. And I assume that I will be able to build the safe house. Why am I coming in here? I assume that I will be able to build the safe house through here? Yes, through here. I assume that I will be able to build the safe house soon because it's showing it to me from other players. Which makes me think that I cannot build a road through the rocky terrain, and that makes me sad because I wanted a shortcut through the fucking rocky terrain and I don't have it. See, that rock tunnel in there, it will be super useful to have a fucking road in there. Yeah, of course there are BTs and all that, but hey, it's my ladder, my rusty ass ladder with 88 likes. God, I haven't seen you since the beginning of the game. It's been like, what, 20 hours since we last saw this ladder and my watchtower. God, this game. Now that I know that you can mark the mules with the order deck, and that there are chips everywhere, and that they cannot see you. Can you please? They cannot see you if you are not carrying cargo. I kinda knew. This is like the most dangerous way to use a fucking ladder. But yeah, they cannot see you if you are not carrying cargo, as I cannot see them if they are not carrying cargo. But it should be easier to take care of them. Especially because I'm not going to use ammo if I can. If I can avoid it, I will not use ammo. He's kinda seeing me. What? Yeah, come here, asshole. What? You come running. There is no fucking problem. Don't tell your friends. Why would you do that? Dude, you're fucked. And the only one that knows is this guy. Or do they all know? No, he's knocked out. And the other ones kinda know. Or they seem to know. Yeah. Crouching here, and if they get too close, we shoot them. I should have used the gun when I saw that I couldn't tie him. One down. Nick's knocked out too, so... Is he? Not just tied. Can I knock them out? Kick. Now he's KO. Okay. So they are not always knocked out. Depending on where you shoot them, they get knocked out or not. Also, there are not a lot of mules in this camp. Only some of them. Like, I think that the top mule count in this camp is 4. Comparing it to the other camp is like fucking piece of cake. Okay, that guy is going away. I keep pressing L1 to open the menu because of Spider-Man. Oh, I thought there were multiples in here, but there's only one. He's doing something with the locker. Again, I don't know how long they are. How is skeleton level 2? Fuck? I don't know for how long they are knocked out, but hey, as long as they are, I don't complain. Can I use their lockers? Or I don't know when you get an alert for using their lockers. Knocked out or not? No, still awake. And solved. Yeah, sometimes when you open the lockers, they just boom, alert them. Do I have to unlock? You're hacking, but it's not getting an alert. Lost cargo, Ludens fan, Victor, so Pornot Center. Musician, yeah, nice. Metals, resins, all media. No chip? No, no chip. Bolagan level 2. Blood bags, which is good for us. Power skeleton level 3. Oh, this is my menu. I did unmark them all. Fuck, I thought. Carry on back. Yeah. Auto arrange. No, that is going to auto arrange the things in the locker, and I don't want that. Fuck. Damn it. Oh, you have to hack it every time? Interesting. Transform unit. All media and all magazines. Is this? I think it's a mission thing broken and someone put it in there because it has the green flow, so I assume, hey, just like me, I also have the green flow. But I think it's because someone broke it fighting the mules probably, and auto arrange it. Solved. What is on your shoulders that is so fucked? The lost cargo. Well, could be worse. But yeah, it seems that someone left it in there, either bad or it got broken near the mules, and the mules took it and left it on the locker. Also, I wonder if there is a chip in here, because I know there was a chip in the base. I wonder if there is a chip in the cave near the base or something like that. My boots are almost gone, and I didn't bring a second pair because I thought I had it, and I didn't. Rapscallion, do I trust you? Do I go through there? Why would you put a ladder in there? I mean, I've trusted Rapscallion sometimes with road and structures erosion. I know. I've trusted Rapscallion sometimes with something, but I don't really see why I should be coming here. Other than to get a fucking easy fall and to lose some of the cargo. I don't see why I should be coming here. Oh, it's a way to snipe or to stalk the mules, but not really much else. Also, I love that they have a power skeleton level 3 and they are not using it. When they could be using it and catching easier, more easily. There is a chip in there. Sam's battery fully charged? My battery itself? Or the power skeleton? Or the bike? I don't know, but there is a fucking chip and I want it. Because again, wow, this is super dangerous. Do not do this at home. Because this is almost a fucking suicide. Oh, fuck. Careful, slowly. I'm on the upper part of the cave. That is a stupid asshole hell. Why am I doing this? Food were almost ruined, and I understand it. Well, at least I have the sandals. Keep balance, keep balance. But yeah, I saw the chip icon when I first came through here, and I didn't know what it was. There is a chip in there. But how do I reach it? Oh, it is up there. Fuck. Rapscallion, you asshole. I thought it was going to be over the cave, not in the cave.
There we go.
Memory chip acquired. We have the mission for Portnot, we have a lost cargo for Portnot, we have something for Ludens, we have something for the musician. See, everyone's happy right now. Everything's good, everything's fine. Everybody benefits. Are they still knocked out? Yes, they are. I don't know for how long they will be knocked out. But hey, as long as they are, I don't really mind it. Nobody used my watchtower. Oh, damn it. It's funny because a lot of people use my ladder, but no one used the watchtower.
Nice.
Okay. Do I go to Luden's fan and give this to him? I could probably. I could also put the things on a... Is the precious artwork getting damaged by... Nope. By going downhill. See, the fragile cargo is like super vague. It's a really vague description. Because it says that vibrations and heats break it. But at the same time it's like... Nah, not really. Not that much.
Begin the scan. Scanning bridges on
I mean, it does hit it, but not that much.
all clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Also, I love the barriers on the entrance of this place to stop someone from running with a vehicle,
Stretch my legs.
because they go down as soon as you get close to the place and they scan you. But forest samples, emergency fuel, blah blah blah. Chip. Okay, let's see what is in the chip. Oh, you.
Well, thanks. You did me a real favor there.
Wow, thanks. I don't really give a flying fuck. The Seven Samurai. It's a
Thank
really
you
nice
for your
movie.
contribution.
Data and chips. Christine and the Seven Samurai. Christine, in this 1983 horror classic by visionary genius John Carpenter. Hey, welcome to the stream, Bear. Shouldn't you be going to sleep? It's pretty late. Just asking, not telling you to get out of my stream, but I mean, it's really late for you. Christine, a sentient card, embarks on a murderous spree in order to wreak revenge on the humans who wronged her. The movie was based on a novel of the same name by Stephen King. I forgot it was a novel by Stephen King. I remember the movie, but not the book. An author widely considered to be the master of modern horror, Carpenter, meanwhile, earned acclaim for birthing a whole new and widely popular type of boogeyman-based scary movie with his breakthrough hit Halloween. Without John Carpenter, there would never have been a Jason, a Freddy, or a Chucky. Oh, and the bikes. I forgot about the bikes. Can't, depressed. Oh, dude, are you okay? Do you need distraction or to talk or anything? Classic work from Akira Kurosawa, who became alongside Godzilla's Ishiro Honda, one of Japan's most globally acclaimed directors. The movie developed a huge cult following worldwide, and its story was retold in the Hollywood classic The Magnificent Seven. The image of the villagers hiding the Seven Samurai in order to protect themselves strikes a chord with many preppers, living as they do to support without the support of an organized nation state, and making this a classic, all copies of which are much sought after. Nice. And two bikes. I like so. I'll talk to you when you're done with Death Stranding. I started streaming like, let's say, an hour ago, probably 37 minutes ago. If you can wait until 2 a.m. That's like, if you can wait 40 minutes, I'm all yours to talk as much as you want. And you can get distracted by this until that moment. Blah blah blah. Bikes. I don't know. In the Death Stranding, in the world of Death Stranding, all motors are electrical. Interesting. So, do you mean in the world of the game or the world after the Death Stranding, the extinction event? Powerful sports bike with an engine based on the so-called cross-plane concept and built around the idea of synchronized performance. There is no rush. Also, I believe that bike appeared in Kamen Rider. The one I'm looking at, or the Yamaha, or the Honda, because the Honda could have been in Kamen Rider. Yes. The satisfaction of instantly being able to have the bike perform as you wish. Roboticist. First time I see that word. And engineers amongst the preppers hope to be able to apply the same idea to develop an all-new chiral network connected delivery machine of their own. Interesting. So they are studying the bike to try and make a delivery system. The Honda. Yeah, I've never been a really big fan of Kamen Rider. I like it, but it's not really my my favorite TV show. Maybe because it's a bit too much like this goes to Port Not City, so I'm going to keep it just in case. Private locker. And this that goes to the musician. But yeah, I've never been too much of a fan of Kamen Rider because it reminds me a lot of the same type of show as the Power Rangers, with all the enemies being the same, etc. And I've never been a fan of that. Funny enough, I like some other things that are pretty much the same, but never click with me that type of TV show, and I wish it did, because it is a really nice TV show. How many do I need? Okay. Okay, let's make 3, wear 1, and leave the other 2 on the boot clip. They part of the same TV slot. Yeah, I know. That's because that's the main point. Yeah, I know they come from even the same channel. I think they come from the same company, and I understand that they were trying to do certain things look the way they did on purpose, especially because they could reuse the enemies on the other shows sometimes. But again, it never clicked with me. I preferred shows with deeper stories and that focus more on characters, rather than shows like Power Rangers that had 3 main enemies and a shit ton of tiny enemies. I love the last season, Kamen Rider CEO. It opened with a Tyrannosaurus that sounded exactly like an elephant and had an overexcitable sidekick everyone loved. Sounds super normal. Again, maybe nowadays I would enjoy more Kamen Rider. When I watched Kamen Rider, I didn't really like it, but maybe nowadays I would like it more. You are getting recycled. They lasted more than enough. It's like, for example, there are some movies that I didn't really like when I was younger, and it's precisely because I lack the patience to watch them. And nowadays I love them.
Thank you for your contribution.
And one TV show that had exactly the same mistakes and problems as the Kamen Rider and Power Ranger ones. Well, they are not called Power Rangers in Japan. They are called something else. I don't remember what they are called. That's cargo. Nice. But they are called something else. They are not the Power Rangers. But it's pretty much the same concept. Power Rangers is the American version of that TV show. Made by Hasbro, I think. Because Hasbro had the distro center. Nah, really my problem. Hasbro had the rights to the TV show for the toys, and I think they got a license to make the American version of the TV show. Distro center. Super Sentai. Yes, that was it. A TV show that was a lot like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, and that I really liked, but I still hated the same thing as in Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, is the Japanese Spider-Man. That is a really hilarious take on Spider-Man, and I really enjoyed that TV show, even though it was pretty much Super Sentai with a Spider-Man mask. I also like that for some reason, if you use a path too much, if you use a path a lot, BTs stop appearing in that path. This path used to be a pain in the ass on the first episodes, and after going through here a couple of times, they just stop appearing. Also, didn't I put that ladder in there? I think I put that ladder in there. It must be broken. No, it is still in there. Yay! But Japanese Spider-Man was a fucking blast. That's because it was the first tokusatsu and paved the way for Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Wait, Saban? Wait, what? That's actually the name of the franchise. Every season and group has different name. No, Saban. Saban is the Japanese Spider-Man, or am I missing something?
Beginning scan.
Speaking of Japanese Spider-Man, is going to appear on Spider-Verse 2, and I fucking love it. I really hope they don't animate Japanese Spider-Man, that they just hire an actor and make Japanese Spider-Man a live action thing in the animated movie, and that would be fucking amazing. Deliver lost cargo. No! Fuck! I didn't want to entrust him the things. Saban is the company that made the Power Rangers. Ah, right.
How's it hanging, Sam? Man, if it wasn't for guys like you, we'd all be screwed.
It's been a while since the last time I saw you.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Respect, man. Seriously?
I thought it was cold. It's not. Ugh. I hate the point between cold and hot. It's like lukewarm, and I hate it. An entrusted cargo for the fucking Pornhub City. I needed that. Oh, bridge link. Holy fuck. You have been awarded the title of a skilled transporter. Overcome every obstacle and continue to dedicate yourself to your work. Bridge link level 40. Your sync level with other players has been increased by 10%. What does that mean? I don't really know what that means. Maybe if you, the more you level up, the more different players you see. You can make 20 strong contracts and like for 8 seconds. Spider-Man wasn't actually the first tokusatsu, but it set the pattern for the rest of them. Yeah, it was a really nice fucking TV show, and it was super. I think I loved it because I already knew Spider-Man, but the Japanese Spider-Man was so different from the original that I fucking enjoyed that TV show as a kid. Spider-Man might as well appear on the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I said it. He's allegedly part of it. Peter Parker made him a mecha. I know. But is it the same Spider-Man that appeared on the live action, or is it like two different characters? Do you have anything for the musician? Not really, but you have something. Recover the T-Rexes. No. You have something for Portnut City, and I need things for Portnut City, so I will be taking it. Not really a lot of things for the musician. Interesting. But I will be taking this on my way to the back to Portland City. I will pay the musician a visit and see if I can do something with him. Someone a fake? Someone a fake? I don't understand. Same one a fake. I don't understand the a fake part.
Always a pleasure, Sam.
As far as I know. Okay. Oh fuck. It took me a while to Tamashiro Takuya. Yamashiro Takuya. It took me a while to connect the fake and as far as I know. Okay, distro center. As soon as I park the bike, I will read chat because I don't want to read chat and drive at the same time. That will be dangerous. Who the fuck built a locker on the entrance of a grain area? I remember that the first time I entered this place, I used to run by it. Like, I used to pick the bike and go as fast as I could. Because there were BTs everywhere. And now it's only on the sides. Like, on the main way, there are no BTs. Which is really weird. Because there used to be BTs everywhere in this area. Okay. Scanning bridges ID. Hey, the speed up thing disappeared. There used to be a speed up thing on the entrance to the distro center. As far as I know. Yeah, I got it eventually. It took me a while. I'm not really well versed on internet language, as you can see. Private locker. These things on the transformer units. Did I leave anything else? No. Grenades, PCC, blood bags, and metals. Why did I leave 800 metals in there? Was I trying to build a bridge? Yes, I was trying to build a bridge. I just remembered it. Maybe to enforce the feeling of loneliness, even BTs will not reach out to you. Nah, I don't think. I think it is the feeling of you are changing the world, and I had a theory, which is obviously not correct, but I would love for it to be correct. I think that there were more BTs at the beginning of the game because more BTs appear wherever more players die, and if the players stop dying, the BTs will stop appearing. And there will be, of course, a minimum amount of BTs, but not as many as they used to be. Which is not a thing, but I think that is like the footpath. If you walk a lot through the same place, I didn't take the bike. Fuck. If you walk a lot through the same path, you will make a footpath. And I think with the BTs it's the same. If you avoid them a lot, doing the same thing, following the same pattern every time, they don't adapt, they just stop appearing. Which is like the opposite of on Metal Gear Ground Zeroes. There was a mechanic that didn't make it to Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom thing. That mechanic was that we had alert areas, shared alert areas. It was like pretty much this on the Stranding. Whenever anyone got an alert on Ground Zeroes, that alert was uploaded to a server, and in the server there was an AI looking at where all the alerts were happening, and that same AI was predicting the alerts on the map. So there was more security on places where a lot of people were having alerts. Even if you didn't have, if you were clear, if you never had an alert and you opened the alert, you were able to see a red area, and that red area meant that a lot of players were having alerts in that area. And if you went there, you were able to see the that there were more guards. It was not just telling you, hey, a lot of people are having trouble here. No, there was more security because a lot of people were having trouble there. So they were keeping a tighter security on those areas. And I think it's a really nice collaborative thing, because eventually that leads to making the game harder. Oh fuck. Wrong path. And I think this is the same but the other way around. Instead of making the BTs learn from you and start following you, and if you use the same path a lot, they start appearing there instead of what they are doing right now. They are just disappearing because you are making a footpath. You are proving a place is safe. I think that's what is happening. That's my theory, at least. That makes the game actually less interesting. Yes, but at the same time, it's the social aspect of the game, because I don't think I will have to play it with the offline mode to see if it is actually that way. Because if it still happens when I play offline, it means that it's not because other players are doing the same as me. It is because I am leaving a footpath in my game. I think, and I prefer to think, that is because I'm doing a collaborative effort with other players, and that other players are using the same path as me, so they are safe and the BTs stop appearing on safe areas, rather than just thinking that it's not appearing just for me because I'm repeating the same path over and over. Which is weird, because I thought they would respawn, but they don't seem to respawn on those areas. Is it going to level 2, level 5? Yes? Yes, level 5, finally. More structures can now be built. Cool blue. You now have the owner's permission to rest in the shelter. Not really that I need it, but thank you. And he's giving me a new star.
Hold up. I set this aside in case you showed up again. Don't even think about saying no, man. You earned it.
Of course I did. I've been fucking doing that. A lot of backtracking to level you to level 5. Yay. The new star.
Alright, well, we both got shit to do. You especially, am I right? Rock on, brother.
Again,
Stay strong.
there are things that are really useless and annoying and not even interesting in general about this game, because sometimes the online aspect is more annoying than helpful, because distro center, capital node, and way station, no. If you don't have anything for Port Knot City, I'm not really interested. But yeah, it's more annoying than helpful sometimes, because the fact that you, for example, have that ladder, I put it there when I didn't have the other players' things, but I have a second ladder in there, a bridge in there, there is another ladder up there. There are so many useless things, one right next to the other. And there are, for example, ladders that take you nowhere, ropes that take you nowhere, things that are completely useless, and people left them there and you have to deal with them. For example, this rope is fairly useful. With this rope I don't have to go through the river, which is pretty slow and annoying. But it would be more useful to have a ladder in here rather than a rope, but whoever left the rope didn't think about leaving a ladder. So we have to climb this slow as shit. But this is one of the few cases where it's just annoying, it's not completely useless. But there are other cases, for example, bridges that take you nowhere, ladders that are made for you to fall rather than to help you. The social aspect is not really as good as it could be, and I know it can be polished, as every single game can be more polished, but sometimes I wonder how the game will be playing offline, because playing offline sometimes feels more challenging and even more useful, because if I put something on the map, I know what I'm doing and what I want to do. If I just see a fucking bridge or a ladder in the middle of the map and I don't know where it takes, it's like, is this taking me somewhere? Nope, absolutely nowhere. Probably to your death. And sometimes that is really annoying. Okay, can I reach the watchtower from here? Probably, but it's the rocky terrain, so I have to be careful. But yeah, it kind of makes the game less interesting. Also, for example, Death Annoying, a game by Hideo Kojima. For example, I think that the game is meant to be played, first of all, offline and then online. Because again, yeah, social experience and all that, but I think that by playing offline, you understand more the effort of building things. Because for someone like me, for example, that plays once a day, but I started playing late and I didn't play, and I don't play as much as I could because I'm playing only on the streams, not on my own. Whenever I open a new area with the chiral network, that area is already full of everything. For example, the road on the second area, the road on the second map, is almost fully built, and I didn't build a single piece of it except for the one that is mission exclusive. There is one that you have to build because the mission tells you to do it, and that is the only one that I did build, because the other couldn't build it because they built it on their own server. And I think that the game is meant to be played first offline and then online, because it is super easy if you play first on online. Especially for someone that, let's say that someone starts playing this game a month after release. That someone is going to have absolutely everything built. Did I just come to the fucking wind farm? I did come to the fucking wind farm. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, I hate it. I was like, I think I know that rock. I think I know this area. Of course I know it. I've been here. This is the watchtower of the wind farm, not the watchtower on the way to Portland City. God damn it. Is there something up there? Never have gone up there. Let's see what is up there. Besides a shit ton of rocks. I believe that's the main point of it all. Having everything built right, Sammy's around the play range. Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it takes away from the sense, and I was talking about this with Nea, that Metal Gear, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, this game, the three of them play with the same topic, an end of an era, the beginning of a new one, loneliness, the feeling of hopelessness that a world ending makes you feel. Why did I come here? Is there anything useful here, or just a fucking pain in the ass road that leads nowhere? Because it feels like the second thing, and I think I'm breaking the cargo by jumping on it. Container damage, container damage, container damage. At least the cargo is not broken. That way the player harbors no feeling of desolation or despair. There is something helpful for everyone. Yeah, and this is where this game loses uh, to Red Dead and Legend of Zelda, because you can feel the loneliness and that you are on your own on those other two games. But in this one, as soon as you connect an area and as soon as you start seeing what other players left, useful or not, you don't really have anything to do because everything is done for you. And I wish it wasn't that way. Again, I assume that if you start seeing things over time instead of seeing everything right away, that makes it more like feeling like it's evolving rather than feeling that everything is done. And again, if you are playing this game from day one and you are playing this game for 5-6 hours a day instead of an hour or two, that feeling is not there because musician, oh, go fuck yourself. Not taking that to the musician, especially not now. I never felt alone on Zelda. How could I, with Zelda yapping on? In fact, I felt watching. I think that Zelda was watching us. You know that hack they did on PT, on the Silent Hills demo, that shows that you have the ghost behind you all the time? I think that's Zelda on on Breath of the Wild. When you're not looking, she's behind you. She's always behind the camera and she's always looking. I want to make a game about loneliness, not solitude, loneliness. Yeah, I understand you explain it to me. But that's what I was talking about with Nea on Legend of Zelda and on this game and Red Dead Redemption. They treat the topic of loneliness, not only solitude but loneliness. But they do it on different ways. They approach the topic on really different ways, and I like that because what I was telling you is that on Red Dead Redemption, even though Arthur tries to help, is that a shelter? Is there a chip in there? No, just the cryptovirus. Even though Arthur tries to be more social and help people depending on how you play, you can be a badass cowboy that helps no one. But yeah, you are forced to live a life of isolation and you're forced to stay away from everything and everyone. And whenever you are feeling like you are helping people, something happens in town that forces people to hate you. Like for example, helping Micah or helping Dutch or helping anyone in the game. They end up shooting everyone and they blame you. And when you go to towns, they tell you to go away, that you have been problematic enough. And on Legend of Zelda, I think the loneliness is approached by the fact that Link has no memories. No, not by the fact that it's the end of the world and the few people that are still alive are too far away from each other to know each other and to have a community or the sense of community. Is approached by the fact that everyone has a story except for Link. And a funny thing is that you can make your own story. There is a side quest on the game to build a new town. If you help the carpenters, they end up making a new town and you get a house in there. And I really think that is the story of Link, not fixing the mistakes of the past, but letting go of the game explains you that Link feels a lot of pressure because he's legendary hero. He is the appointed knight. He is the one that is going to save everyone, and he feels pressured because of that. He doesn't talk because of that. He is always perfect because of that. And if you see this game gives you a lot of options to talk, and that is Link talking, not us. It's Link talking. Whenever you press on an option, it's Link talking, and Link was unable to do that before, and after losing his memory, he's able to be more social, and that is a really nice way to approach the topic of loneliness. Link is going from a point of loneliness to learning how to interact with other humans or other Hylians in this case. And it's funny how three open world games that came pretty much they came out pretty much at the not at the same time but at the same on the same uh, era, to call it something. They deal with similar topics in so different ways. The true one, the one that comes from being surrounded by people that is separated from you by a wall, the despair and guilt, the doubts in your mind, and the eternal sadness. I know, and that's I think that is represented well on Red Dead Redemption, and a bit on this game because it's self-isolation, but it's represented well on Red Dead Redemption. It doesn't matter how much Arthur tries to appeal people and tries to help people will always be against him, and most of the times for something that he didn't do, and he blames himself for that. He thinks he deserves to be alone. Yes, level 5, finally! Why planes and drones can fly? We already know that because there is chiralium in the air and it affects the radar and they go down. We already knew that. But everyone in this fucking area is already level 5. Am I getting something for that, or is just the satisfaction of doing it? Because I don't know if you get something by taking everyone to level 5. All the stars.
No harm in taking a break in the private room, you know.
I'm going to do exactly that.
Good work. New order available.
Absolutely
Please access
nothing.
delivery.
Interesting. I was not expecting to get nothing, and I would have been surprised if I had, but getting nothing at all is even more surprising. Because the only reason to reach level 5 with every single person in this area is reaching level 5 with every single person in this area. That is really interesting.
Terminal for further information.
It's a really good statement that you should not build relationships expecting something in return. That is, well, I think that is the message they are trying to convey with not getting a reward by reaching level 5 with absolutely everyone. Because it's an ordeal. You have to do a lot of side quests to reach level 5 with everyone. And they give you nothing in return other than the satisfaction of doing it. Which then again, it is the thing that games used to do back in the day. You did something and you got the only trophy, the only reward for doing the thing was doing the thing itself. It was saying, hey, I did this. Not getting a weapon, not getting an object, not getting even a thank you. It's just the, hey, I completed this, I did this, or I did that. Not even an email. Holy fuck. It's really interesting. I didn't think they will do this, but I like they did it. Okay, let's take away the tips and see how many interviews I have. And let's call it a day because it's been a nice day of completing the first area. We still have missions to do, of course, and I will write it down. I will write them down and play them eventually. But the main objective of this was taking everyone to level 5, not really doing every single quest. 7 items. Nice. We will read them on the next episode, which is probably tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope I will see you on the next one. If you are new and you want to see when the streams are going to happen, subscribe to the channel or check the description to get the link to Twitter, and you will know in Twitter when I'm live. So until then, see ya.